Oklahoma coach Bob Stoops has put the swagger back in the Sooner Nation. Quarterback Josh Heupel led a 63-point Red River massacre of stunned Texas. Coach Bill Snyder has built a Kansas State powerhouse. He turned a punching bag into a powerful bully. Today, Snyder's former assistant tries to storm the Wildcat fortress. The elimination games are about to begin. A sellout crowd in Manhattan, Kansas for a showdown of two unbeaten, both ranked in the top 10. Number 8, Oklahoma against number 3, Kansas State. When the day began, we had a magnificent 7 major unbeatens, 2 of them here. Right now, we are down to the Super 6. Ohio State upset a short time ago by Minnesota. Half of the unbeatens left are in the Big 12 Conference. Good afternoon and welcome everybody. Gary Danielson, I'm Brent Musburger. Nice to have you along for what should be a dandy. Gary, this is not just your ordinary football game. Yes, both are unbeaten and ranked in the top 10. But consider this, Bob Stoops now at Oklahoma, once was the defensive coordinator here. When he got the job at Norman, he stripped Snyder's staff, hired away 3 assistant coaches. This is going to be a good one. How about Josh Heupel, the Oklahoma quarterback?
Brett, I don't know if I've done a game where so much was riding on one guy, Josh Heupel. Since Bobby Stoops has come to Oklahoma, 17 games have been played. 12 times Josh Heupel has thrown the ball more than 40 times. He's going to have to do that today. I don't think they'll be able to run it unless Josh Heupel can throw the ball.
Gary, on the other side, Jonathan Beasley has accounted for 22 touchdowns.
He really does it more in the offense than Josh Heupel does. He's got to make it go. They have a little bit of running game, but Brent, it's going to be that Kansas State defense is going to be the determining factor in this game.
Gary, we mentioned the 2 head coaches. They shook hands. They have been saying the right thing all week long. But now, Snyder and Stoops, they want a piece of each other. With the fast cars, so we have got a very capable replacement. Leslie Goodell is here to tell us more about the coaches. Leslie, nice to have you with us.
Thank you, Brent. It's great to be here. Well, much has been written this week about the so-called animosity between these 2 coaching staffs. The coaches themselves are quick to downplay the situation. They're focusing on today's game and how to throw off the opposition. Now, while there will be a few twists in the game plan, the schemes will stay the same. The communication won't. Bob Stoops changed at the beginning of the season his calls. Bill Snyder has more than one person on the sidelines calling the plays, and the quarterback's hand signals have been altered. What remains to be seen is how the players will react. Remember, many of them played for some of these coaches and were recruited by them as well.
Number 14 on the season. The young man's from Aberdeen, South Dakota, and he'll come out now and put this Stoops system in action against a very tough K-State defense. In fact, if I'm to make any point about the Wildcats as we get started, they are on tape the best tackling team that we have watched so far this year.
No doubt about that. Their athleticism is stunning, Brent.
From the shotgun, they drop it off, complete the first pass to the running back, and Quentin Griffin. Immediately, number 22, the young man from Texas who scored 6 times last week against the Longhorns. Now in our Chili's lineup, you can check all of these receivers. You'll see them all, folks. One after another. Very talented group. They come up now with a 1st and 10. Heupel, a student of the game, studies the defense. It's a 4-man rush. Nobody coming. Again, he will drop it off on low, and Griffin again makes a 1st down, and this time he crosses midfield for 18 yards. Here's the offensive line. Bubba Burcham, he is the ringleader for OU, matched against a very athletic defensive line with a couple of outstanding players for Kansas State. Mario Butafehi from Honolulu and Chris Johnson from Chickasha, Oklahoma. Number 36, one of the quickest we've seen. How's that for a combo, folks? 2nd down, and Heupel continues to operate right out of that all-out shotgun, fires the left-handed pass just short of the 1st down. Andre Woolfolk with his 1st reception of the game. Matched against the quarterback from Aberdeen, so we've got 2 young men from South Dakota here. And folks, if you want to see a safety who can hit, keep an eye on number 40 at K-State. Jared Cooper out of Pearland, Texas. He's one of the best.
Mike.
Third down and 3. OU, though, has tried to add a running attack. Here comes the all-out blitz on third down. Heupel's in trouble, and he's sacked at the 40-yard line as defensive coordinator Phil Bennett goes all out for the first time.
It's back, and to do that, you got to rush more than they can pick up, and that's exactly what happened here. Kansas State and Phil Bennett says, I'm not going to let you pick us apart. We're coming at you.
For his first series, Kansas State has scored every first series of the season so far. And you can see the 10 passing TDs and the 12 rushing. The senior, Beasley. He was behind Michael Bishop. As you watched Lockett and also number 5, Quincy Morgan. Both can, as they like to say, flat fly. And Martez Wesley, a good number 3 man, and Shadmeyer, a talented tight end.
Morgan went for over 1,000 last.
Run out of the end zone and tackled at the 5-yard line. Cannot get free of Corey Callens. Led by a young man, Randall Cummins, who came here as a walk-on from Cedar Hill, Texas, and is now one of the co-captains. Against perhaps an underrated Oklahoma defensive line, one you don't hear too much about. And Corey Callens has already made his presence felt in this game. Out of OU, they'd like to control the clock. Beasley looks underneath to Lockett to the middle of the field, and he is short of the 15. K-State forced to punt as Roy Williams, a hard-hitting, strong safety, makes the stop on its opening drive for the first time this season. Travis Brown punts it out. Thatcher runs up, and he is down in K-State territory at the 47-yard line. Bob Stoops played at Iowa when Bill Snyder was an assistant coach under Hayden Fry. Before going to Oklahoma, Stoops was the defensive coordinator for Steve Spurrier.
The ball, number 1, defend the pocket. If they can defend Heupel, they might have a chance of keeping balance and running the ball. Kansas State take away the short pass, and that'll give you the opportunity to what? Storm the pocket.
Recognizing it, change it up. Here they come. Fires, got it, complete to Josh Norman. McGraw, the defender, a first down for OU. Comes out from under center, down to the middle, and he's got Norman again. Inside the 25-yard line, and the free safety, John McGraw, has been very active, Gary.
Well, in 17 games, it hasn't been a factor yet. So I feel pretty, I guess everyone's forgotten about global warming. So the temperatures and wind conditions aren't quite as bad maybe as they used to be. And you know, you watch Purdue up in the Big Ten, it's a lot colder up there. They don't seem to have a whole lot of problem throwing the ball.
And Bob Stoops, global warming. When's the last time we were at a football coach talking about global warming? Here's 3rd and 6 for the Sooners. Heupel, hit on the release, end zone, incomplete. Woolfolk in the end zone, and Dyshad Carter, the corner, number 35, all over him. And folks, Heupel took another knockdown on the delivery. For the season, he's 500, 5 of 10, and the 39-yarder's right there. And the Sooner Nation strikes first in Manhattan, Kansas. Timeout. In a game. Duncan. Lockett. Left hash. Alley. Puts a move on. And brought down from behind at the 39-yard line by Derek Strait.
The Dell Solutions, that's why I'm saying they need to be patient. Touchdowns would be nice, field goals would be good, but let's punt the ball if you're Kansas State, and that's why they need to unleash Beasley. They don't have a great running attack, Brent, so they've got to get some help from the quarterback. Oklahoma's defense don't.
For the first time. And they send him into the pass pattern as Beasley can't find an open receiver, so he scrambles to midfield, first down, K-State.
See, that's what really demoralizes a defense. If Beasley...
Now, for the first time today, K-State works with half a football field. They're right at the 50-yard line. Shotgun Allen off to the left. Lockett is the motion man. And there they'll hand it off on the inside, and Allen spurts. Close to a first down.
Don't forget the Gophers.
That's true. Second down and 1, but Purdue's already beaten them. There's that option look, and Beasley does put it in now. Out of bounds is the running back, David Allen. Gary, I think that Allen is giving this offense a lift, and after the injured ankle, I would think that Snyder and his coaching staff would have circled this date as when they wanted Allen back full speed. And inside the 35-yard line. On the draw play, here comes Allen, sprints to the left, he's carving up the Sooner defense. Bad tackling, he's down at the 21-yard line before Torrance Marshall brings him down. It's a 12-yard gain.
Just on the ground.
I think Snyder knew that, and that's why he used him against Kansas, don't you think? A little bit last week. Tried to give him back into game condition. He's running him again. Allen spinning to the 15-yard line, picking up 6 more yards. That's 4 for 35 for him. Allen makes the Sooner tackle. This drive.
Nice matchup up here.
Second down and 4. Here's the quarterback draw. First down. Touchdown. Jonathan Beasley. 15 yards for the touchdown. Behind Beasley's leadership, take a 7-3 lead. Mike Stoops, the brother of the head coach, cannot be happy. Come on over here and let's have a little conversation. And one thing Stoops, Mike, can do is drive a defense. Timeout. K-State leads it. Right now, Snyder with a little bit of the upper hand. Good-looking drive against his one-time student, Stoops. Good return by Thatcher. Thatcher breaks free. 40. Midfield in a foot race. Will he go over the angle? Get him. Touchdown, Oklahoma. 95 yards. Advantage, Stoops and Sooners.
How great must this be for J.T. Thatcher? Remember, this guy as a freshman started as a running back against Nebraska 2 years ago. He might be the poster boy for Bobby Stoops. Took over this program, moved him to defensive back, and he returns the confidence with a touchdown in this game. What a...
Overruled.
Let's see if he
We definitely saw a signal for a touchdown. Let's see if he stepped out. If so, one of the other officials overruled coming down the side. Let's just take a look. Yep, that could be a very good call. See the touchdown signal, but see the head linesman coming in. You see the head linesman. He's got him out of bounds. The trailing man sees the foot go out of bounds. He overrules. Knee is down, but he'd already stepped out of bounds.
And this is not a
first and goal.
Not a gimme touchdown either.
Latrell Pounds got it. Touchdown. One play later, he broke the plane. The ball free after he broke the plane. So just a little delay in the celebration. And instead of a 95-yard touchdown return, let's give him 93 over here on the return. And Latrell gets credit for the score. But all hail J.T. Thatcher, especially in Oklahoma. He slants it. Now first down. And David Allen, who looked very good, is in the game with the option look. Fake pitch to him, and Beasley's going down for a loss of about a yard on that play. Corey Haneke, 89, the left defensive end. Shotgun look. Pressure's picked up. Dropped by Lockett. In and out of his hands, and folks, normally he just gobbles that one up. There in the gray. Third down and 10. Beasley again has good time, can't find anybody. Now the shuttle incomplete, and it is fourth down. Kansas State forced to punt.
Playing zone.
Here's that man again, J.T. Thatcher. Fair catch is the signal. At the 41, a penalty flag, so the halo zone probably was violated on the 39-yard punt, and that'll running back. Change up in the look under center. Play fake, move the pocket to the left, waits for someone, gonna come deep, underthrow, and caught. And a penalty flag thrown on the play as Woolfolk made the catch. The back judge throwing the penalty flag.
Wolford did a nice job that time, actually changing his route twice. But there is none. Look at him. He wants to go. There is none. And then he says, let's toss it up, put it in a spot where just Mike, the guy, can get it. And Wolford comes back, reacts to the ball, and comes back and gets it.
In this shaken up on the play. Another straight drop by Heupel. Receivers covered, running room. And Josh Heupel, an efficient runner. Not a dangerous runner, but a smart runner. The game knows what the coaches are trying to do.
And I call it total command. Not just with the plays, but with his team. He was voted captain after he was only on campus for 4 months. Throws to the correct guy, and as you said, elusive enough.
Oklahoma threatens again in the red zone. Griffin cuts for daylight. And first down, OU. Look how just short of the 10-yard line that ball is. So it's 1st and 10. Whistle before the handoff to Griffin, who was used immediately in this game as a safety valve receiver, catching a couple of passes for 30 yards. He's been held to 3 yards rushing, and he, of course, hit Texas with a 6 spot.
Snap,
6 touchdowns.
Ball start on the offense, 5 yards, repeat the down. Field.
They flood to the wide side. Heupel throws. Wolford incomplete in a duel with Carter, the corner. And what an outstanding duel, Gary, that's becoming. Carter and Wolford. 2nd and 15. Blitz coming. Drops it off on the screen. And OU touchdown. Curtis Fagan, his first touchdown of the season. 15 yards from Josh Heupel. Oklahoma 17, Kansas State 7. We're still in the first quarter. And look who's here, John. Barry Switzer, the greatest coach in Oklahoma history. Bud Wilkinson would be right there with him, but Barry's Bob Stoops. First down and 10 now for Beasley. Here's the draw play look, and it's Allen to the 25-yard line. One thing Snyder will be as a play caller, he will be patient. Runs down the line on the option look.
Too much depth. That ain't gonna work.
K-State was over being very animated on the far sideline. So don't think for a moment that this does not matter for these assistants who worked years under Snyder.
Remember,
And they ran into the punter. There's the penalty flag.
it's going to be a first down.
Absolutely.
Foolish play.
It was 4 yards to go for a first down.
Play.
He gets a first down for Kansas
Running
State.
into the kicker, 5-yard penalty on the receiving team.
Didn't even have the block on that time. Impressive.
First down and 5.
He's got a crossword puzzle to figure out today with this Oklahoma defense.
Play fake. Got a crossing receiver and couldn't get Lockett open in time. Now comes underneath to Lazatich, the fullback, and Lazatich bulls his way to the OU 36-yard line. A 27-yard gain. There was Beasley's experience, Gary. Beasley gets time. Can't release it. Now in a foot race. Shakes free. Looks underneath. Cold. Dangerous. Here's Allen through behind him. Coming back across the grain that time. Derek Strait, the cover corner, as Kalmus started to close in on him.
All right.
At the Oklahoma 42. Shotgun twist blitz. And Beasley with a great slide step. But can he find anybody? High. Dropped again. His receivers are killing him. Aaron Lockett, the young man from Tulsa, drops his second gimme of the game. Asked him, how about all the wide open offenses in college football these days? Why?
Well, you know, trends come through college football. And the trend right now is to open things up and let players be a part of it. But I think the main reason why those trends have started is that defenses are so much more athletic than they have been in the past. The speed of the game is great. And so, you know, you need to be able to spread things out and score points quickly.
A bright young man who follows the game carefully. 2nd down and 8. Someday wants to coach. That could be a long way off. Griffin is stuffed by the Wildcat defense. And now it is 3rd down as we come to the bottom of the hour. Those with a 3rd and 9, standing on his goal line. rolls to the left and incomplete. And Oklahoma forced a punt, and now Kansas State will get not only good field position, but the coaches have to be a little concerned about Aaron Lockett fielding a punt. Low. Lockett on the line. Comes to the right. 30. Dances out of bounds, just short of the 20-yard line. A 24-yard return on a 39-yard punt. Field up and not let him out. And now they run Scobie to the 10.
Scobie's the hope. The junior college transfer. He's supposed to have the speed that Frank Murphy had a year ago.
Now, a draw play, Scobie to the middle, twist to the 3-yard line. Roy Williams, the hard-hitting, strong safety, brings him down. Rock Cartwright is the fullback. This is from the 2-yard line. There's the option. Beasley to the end zone. Beasley runs in for his second score today. He's rushed for 14 touchdowns this year. Honoring a falling teammate, Anthony Bates, who died of a heart attack before the start of the season. Timeout. Of this university. First down and 10. Bluff the inside handoff and completes to the tight end. The first time that he has hit Trent Smith here today.
Drop balls on his side, so those are not bad stats for Beasley. Neither one have made a mistake in this game. Heupel, though, Brent, more and more of the pressure is coming on Josh.
Second down and 7. There the inside handoff again, and Griffin to the 29-yard line. You know, receivers that come out of K-State, some pretty good scholars.
Wait, number 2 in the country in football, too, right?
Absolutely.
That ain't bad.
On one poll.
Yeah,
3 in there.
2 and 3 ain't bad.
Pretty good, Gary. Third down now. There's that inside handoff. Mangino wanted the running game going, and there is the first down. If they added anything, Gary, to Leach's wide open offense, it was let's not get away from the running game like football says. Used to wear it, never that. First down and 10. Here's Heupel. Sit still and take it deep. Incomplete. And a penalty flag is thrown. The coverage harder that time, and they throw the flag at it.
I'll bet he had his arm hooked, just like he had it earlier. Ball goes in the air. Can't really tell there.
On the defense, 15 yards from the previous spot.
Yeah, defensive coordinator Bennett not happy. He'll back it out. Still 10 seconds to go. Heupel looked at the game clock. K-State bluffs the blitz, backs back out. Heupel steps up and completes it to Norman. Norman in a foot race, gets to the corner. And Norman out of bounds at the 14-yard line. Josh Norman, and a penalty flag is down. A few words for Carter, and a 34-yard gain, but a flag down.
Oh, yeah, I think so. Heupel does a nice job of buying a little time up in the pocket. Throws a bit off balance, but that's right there. Norman now catches it. Used to be a running back. You can see why. Turns the corner, and then right at the end, oh, I don't know. That was weak.
Okay.
Oh, there it was. Right at the end, Cooper hit another guy. It wasn't the guy.
No question.
Yep.
Folks, and Gary, you understand where I'm coming from on this. Kansas State really misses Lamar Chapman, the safety in the middle, and no one knows that better than the Stoops brothers. Here's second down. Heupel fires, caught right at the 1-yard line. That is Curtis Fagan, who has scored already. So many receiving weapons. Used 5 different receivers already. Up under center is Heupel. For the
He didn't get in either.
It looked like he was going to break the plane. OU back on the football as it was fumbled just as they were crossing the goal line. Fourth down, and here they come. Touchdown, Heupel. that doesn't let you breathe.
Absolutely not.
You score, and the Sooners are coming right back. 79 yards in 8 plays. They lead at 24-14. All right. Here's Timmy Duncan. Morgan going to come back to the middle and down. Well, we told you that Northwestern lost today, and first down now for Jonathan Beasley. Pulls it back. Great time, goes deep. Meyer intercepted by OU. Picked off by Roy Williams, and Williams delivers a hammer blow on the far sideline.
Had man-to-man coverage. If he threw it deep, he'd have been all right, but he line drived it, and Williams cuts underneath and makes it. He had plenty of field behind, and Williams, known as a hitter, comes up with the big interception. Huge play. 5 minutes to go in the half right here. Beasley rips it. He's got a big arm, but didn't throw it far enough to the tight end that time.
Josh Heupel attempting to drive them again. And he is sacked.
The only way to stop him. The only way to stop him.
Mentor or godfather of these two coaching staffs. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Mr. Hayden Fry from Iowa. Snyder was his offensive coordinator. And, well, Gary, let's take a look at the old Fox himself.
The old Fox. Of course, everybody knows him in Big 12 area back when his days down in North Texas, right? Built that program.
Oh, at SMU.
SMU also.
Sure. For the old Southwest Conference. That's lots of these folks remember him from that. And Antoine Savage making the catch there. And the Stoops brothers out of Youngstown, Ohio, played for Hayden.
That's right. That's a huge stop by the defense for Kansas State.
This is 3rd and 14. Straight back angle, got him. A catchable ball for a first down into the hands of Andre Woolfolk.
Tough to stop. You got to put him on his back to stop him.
And with that little running play, that touchdown, Oklahoma! Quentin Griffin, 7 touchdowns in 2 weeks. That one 17 yards out.
There's not a lot of Oklahoma fans here, but they're making noise right now. 30 points on this defense, maybe 31.
The crowd right now, you would describe it as a stunned, subdued Kansas State crowd. They can't believe anybody coming in here in less than one half and putting a 31 spot up there on the scoreboard.
An offensive line roots it out this time, blocking down Skinner. Merchant does a good job, and then Quentin Griffin, coming right down. Beisel fills the hole from Howard Duncan, but the little guy, Griffin, sneaks it into the end. He's tough. Spread out the field, get a good block like that, and now you got to stop the little water bug.
We mentioned last week.
Bill Snyder didn't want a shootout. Well, it's too bad you got one, Bill Snyder, and now you have to react to it. You have to tell Beasley, and you have to alter your play calling already. Now, I would admit, though, 31-14 is one score that looks a bit bigger than it actually is. It's still only 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Remember last week, Brent, we were in Lafayette when it was 28-10, 18 points at halftime, and Purdue and Drew Brees came back. Kansas State has to just take their time.
Beasley not throwing well. That's the biggest problem that K-State has got. 2 of 9. They blitz him. And Lockett finally holds on. And in fairness to Beasley, he should be about 5 of 10 right now because Lockett dropped 2 right in the old breadbasket. Turned by Thatcher after K-State went ahead 7-3. Beasley straight back, checks off White. Gonna keep it, and he slides. AM Pacific only on ABC. 3rd down and 1, and K-State powers ahead.
Oh, he went through.
Came out the other end. Beasley, but was it whistled down? Tackled at the 10-yard line. Everybody else is standing back around the 45-yard line. Was the play whistled? And as soon as, come on back here.
He better at least get a first down out of it. Scoreboard of whether he was actually stopped. Beasley goes in. Was he stopped? Boy, I guess if the whistle blows, right?
All you can say about it. Good work.
Giving him the short
They
pass.
put Trips over on the left-hand
There's
side.
the short pass.
Here's Morgan, spins. And Morgan is tossed out at the 41-yard line. So that 14-yard gain gives them another first down. Kind of like animated with each other. And here it is.
They're upset with each other right there. They're giving each other an earful.
Yeah. That's the Stoops. I'm telling
absolutely.
you. These guys from Youngstown, they'll get right after you.
And Venables not going to back down. He came to Kansas State and played, and when Venables came to Oklahoma, Bobby Stoops said he was the strongest guy on the whole team. That's changed.
The Wildcats are ranked 25. K-State beat the Sooners for the first time since '70. Remember this quarterback, folks? Chad May. This is Kevin Lockett. He's the brother of Aaron, and now playing with the Kansas City Chiefs. And Carl Peterson, their outstanding president, is here watching the game today as K-State won it 21-7.
And what a huge turnaround game that was for these two programs. Since then, Oklahoma is 38-39-1. Kansas State 70-12. Short pass to the outside again.
K-State wants something to build on. Three-man rush, and here's the screen. Penalty flag is thrown on it. Lockett, the receiver, the flag is thrown. Sooners show blitz, and here they come. They want to set that screen again. And this is Allen dancing off a cut to the 45-yard line, well short of the first down.
A lot of good coaches on this staff. Hayden's in the middle. We'll get to him, but it starts out on that top row. Bill Snyder, offensive coordinator. There's Kirk Ferenz is coming up right here, the current Iowa coach.
And now, folks, the man in the middle, you'll see why I call him the Godfather.
Built that program from the ground up, but he had some help. Dan McCarney doing a great job at Iowa State. There's Barry Alvarez at Wisconsin, a big win. And then there's Bobby Stoops on the other side. And boy, also got some other guys, players. There's Chuck Long. There's Mike Stoops, the defensive coordinator, and the tight end, Jonathan Hayes. But you know what struck me with that picture, Brent? Where the two coaches were in that picture. There's Mike Stoops. But in that picture, the two guys, the two head coaches, were on opposite sides of that picture, as far away as they could get. I'd say.
And then, of course, they were beaten by Purdue in a bowl game, and things were not quite the same. Beasley backfires high, and they can't make the catch at the sideline. It's Aaron Lockett again.
Huge accomplishment. Halfway there.
Snyder and the Wildcats with their hands full against the Snoop mob here in Manhattan. Let's go down to Leslie Goodell.
Coach, mistakes, some penalties, or frustrations about the first half?
Well, we're just not playing very well in any aspect of the game. We've given them obviously too much on offense. Our offense has been hot and cold. We've been inconsistent in terms of our production. The kicking game obviously failed us on allowing a great kickoff return that they had. So you put all three of those things together, we're just not playing very well today.
What adjustments can you make?
Well, I think number one, we have to make sure that we're being assignment sound and we're doing the things that we're supposed to be doing. And we're going to have to get some emotion into this ball game right now and come back and play with the mission.
Thank you, Coach.
But they put 102 on the board. And Gary Danielson, what do you think K-State has to do now to climb back in this game?
I think, first of all, Brent, what they have to do is score first. It might not be the first drive, but they can't let Oklahoma get one more touchdown, or they'll get so far behind they can't catch up. But I think next they have to take what Oklahoma is giving them. They're giving them the short pass. They're giving them the middle of the field. They have to start being more efficient throwing the ball. The running game has not been there.
You do that.
Well, we just got to keep playing like we've been playing. Take away no turnovers. Take care of the football like we've been doing. Keep making plays on defense. Got to still take away their quarterback.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks.
Take Meyer, and they throw back into the middle of that time. Jones, number 11.
Minnesota. They did it to Penn State last year at Happy Valley, and then they do it to Columbus this year to Ohio State.
Glenn Mason's alma mater, maybe he'll wind up in Pasadena. Heupel on the blitz, and he just drops it off inside to Griffin in a foot race for the first down.
Blitz for Kansas State.
On first down, Heupel hums one. Picked up 5 more yards. Trent Smith, the tight end.
There's Cooper off right to the top of the screen. Off his guy each time.
Blitz. And he drops it off again. Battling for a first down is Quentin Griffin. And Josh Heupel has something else.
Of Oklahoma as a junior. Great leadership.
Spends hour after hour in the videotape room studying. Gonna bring the end around, and it breaks wide open for Fagan. Penalty flag is thrown. He's out of bounds at the 31-yard line, but a penalty flag as he clocked the corner.
Right, a foolish hold, maybe 15 yards behind the play that time. Reverse that time, coming around. Actually, that was a real funny call because that was the running back that time, Luttrell, that made that block, and he was not lined up that time. Here's Luttrell, 35. That's who the call is on. He never came from outside in. That's a mistake and a bad call.
Josh Heupel has been under pressure today, but despite this, he has completed 16 of the 21 passes he has thrown, and he's picked himself up 8 times. So K-State has been bringing the heat, but Josh Heupel has been able to get rid of it and find an open man. Hasn't turned it over. Here he comes again. Dances right. And he's got another reception on the sideline. And breaking free is Savage. Down the sideline. Touchdown, Oklahoma. 74 yards on a little dump off from Josh Heupel.
Oklahoma was conceding, dropping it off. Savage takes it. Horrible tackling by the secondary, and Savage may have just put this one out of reach.
One flickers again. 38-14. Kansas State had won 25 straight at home. Folks, that streak is in deep trouble. Timeout. 26, Gary.
And right now, Josh Heupel concedes. He says, you got good coverage. We don't have to play. That will attack this defense. Drops it off. Now, punter, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Kansas State players. Only one of them have to make a tackle. They all fan. And they might have just fanned their chances of getting into the Miami National Championship game.
Great tackling team. Kansas State. It ain't me. That was embarrassing. First down and 10. They haven't been able to tackle on defense, and they haven't been able to catch the ball on offense. So they'll toss. Allen. And Allen with a good gain and a first down. Speaking of not catching the ball, especially Lockett here.
You know, I don't think I'll be allowed to watch that one either.
Tell me how it is. Second down at 9.
Unbelievable how fast the secondary is closing. They're all over the field.
Beasley and the Wildcats need 5 yards. Wesley has to come in to check with the quarterback. And he's going to keep it and try to run for it. He didn't get it. No first down. It'll be 4th and short. Bill Snyder might as well go. I mean, 4th down and 1. First down.
Coach, you haven't seen an Oklahoma team like this in a long time. Would you say they're officially back after this game?
Well, I never thought you could score 38 points and only rush for 22 yards, but they've done it today. This coaching staff is outstanding. That quarterback is outstanding for Oklahoma. He is a great player.
Gary Danielson and I were talking yesterday. It used to be option, wishbone, pitch. Now it's shotgun, stretch the field, different game.
It's exciting. They throw the ball like we pitched it around in a lot of different places. A lot of the guys get to carry it and touch it, and it's a really, really exciting offense. But it's a vogue today. It's what everyone's doing.
Thanks a lot.
2nd and 10, and Beasley's got to pick up some big chunks here soon. Good. Short of the first down. At midfield, Quincy Morgan, number 5. It's over if the lead stays this way. He's a young redshirt freshman on the KC team. Here's that option look, and Beasley twists to the 46-yard line, picking up almost 4 yards. They know the pluses and minuses of K-State's personnel, many of whom they coached and they recruited.
One of the things I can guarantee is Mike Stoops has to shower after the game. It gets all over the sideline.
Play fake. Now Beasley goes downfield. He's got Morgan. Morgan out of bounds at the 17-yard line and plays like that.
Very simple.
Pretty funny. Beasley on a play fake, looking in, so got a man. Deflected incomplete. Had Lockett behind, but Derek Strait, superb reaction time from the OU corner that time.
It's superb.
Scobie, play fake, Beasley, and the young corner shows you how he can defend the run that time. So Derek Strait defends a pass in the end zone, then comes up to make a tackle. There's a blitz. Beasley fires behind Morgan. Had him on the slant, he would have scored if he'd have laid that one out in front of the big wide receiver. He would have walked into the end zone. 38-yard attempt. Three points closer, but Oklahoma in command. 4:57 left in the third. Unbeaten Oklahoma 38. Unbeaten Kansas State 17.
Oklahoma only got conservative one time in this game. They punted and Kansas State scored. They have to be careful not to get too conservative.
Good blocking, and Savage, the receiver, sort of filling in very capably. Well, with Larry Cam, our director here this afternoon. And again, a hypo pass is caught. That's Josh Norman out of bounds after the reception.
Today is you got to be able to throw with different arm angles with the blitzes. You have to do a lot of things.
One thing, Gary, I think about Hypo, though, he throws the most catchable pass that I have seen this year.
Very soft ball.
Look at him bring the end around now this time. Savage getting to the corner with all that speed, and he's down near midfield that time. You know, it's personnel out on the field, you know, and they're blocking guys like 75, Fadafehi, our buddy from Honolulu. Well, he hasn't been a Hawaii 5-0 enforcer today. They split right up the middle on him that time, and Griffin is down at the 45-yard line. Second down and 4.
9 men in the box.
75 gets double teamed, gets help from the linebacker down for now, folks. Here's why I say this about number 75, Mario Fadafehi from Honolulu. Take it away, Rock.
The Rock says he's bringing a lynch mob brutality to this field today. And if you smell what the Rock is cooking. Woo, that's...
Again, 9 men up there.
Here comes the blitz again. Heupel in the foot race, going down, and he gets it off incomplete. Milton Proctor coming in on the tackle, and down he was going on the release.
Two teams in that conference championship losing, too.
Very good point, because we could get a rematch in Kansas City outside at night the first Saturday in December against K-State or Nebraska. Third down. The blitz coming again. Beasley almost intercepted on the release by Roy Williams, who's already picked one.
What a great athlete Roy Williams is.
For Brown.
And he only putted 19 times prior to this game all season.
Fumble! K-State may have jumped this one. They got a shot at this loose ball.
This will be a huge play right here.
And OU wins it. Mackey, who was back that time. Now watch Mackey, who was back to return this punt, and not Thatcher. And his own teammate got in his way, and it should have been recovered by K-State, but Mackey, to his credit, jumps back in and gets it.
Well, there's no halo if the guy's from the same era team as you are, and Mackey somehow does get this ball back. That would have been the break that Kansas State needed to get back in the football game.
Somewhat some 38-17. Josh Heupel from Aberdeen, South Dakota. At the controls, 19 of 25 for 282 yards and 2 touchdowns in a foot race and going down. Didn't fool anybody. Chris Johnson in particular with that outside speed jumped the quarterback, and it's a 10-yard loss.
Maybe conservative here. Throw the ball downfield if he does.
In a 3rd and 26 for a touchdown. This time he takes it off, and he's whacked again at the 38-yard line. Oklahoma to punt, and boy, despite the punishment, 3 sacks, 10 knockdowns, and 9 hurries. This is a tremendous performance under that kind of pressure, folks. Started the day with 3 unbeatens in this conference. Be down to 2, and Nebraska will attempt to win again tonight against Texas Tech. They're on 2nd down. Beasley with a quick fire sideline. Morgan breaks free. Foot race. He can flat fly on a cutback. Morgan goes the distance for K-State. 69 yards from Jonathan Beasley.
Still a football game, Brent. Well, that's why Oklahoma needed to go for the kill and throw the ball.
38-24. Kansas State with a life in Manhattan.
Here's the corner blitz right here from the outside. Straight blitzes. Thatcher misses the tackle, and a short pass that you can live with if you're Oklahoma, and Mike Stoops turns into a touchdown because Thatcher, number 15, as you'll see, did not come over and make the play. One more miss. Oh, here it is, Bellman, number 87. Gets the retaliation shot for 15 yards.
Brings it out to the 37-yard line, improves the field position for Heupel and the Sooners. And that time Savage at the 44-yard line picks up about 7 yards on the reception. Difference in the game.
They're forcing Kansas State to bring the pressure.
Here comes, they're on him. Down on the sack by the safety, John McGraw.
And a ball game here.
16. Heupel goes nowhere. Monty Beisel, number 44, brings him to the carpet, and OU forced a punt. Back, David Allen. He's returned a record-tying 7 in his career. He'll get a shot here in crunch time. They come and block it. They swallow a touchdown. Kansas State scores on a block punt. Terrence Newman. It's swallowed off the foot.
Thalman, number 87, makes up for the personal foul and gets the block kick.
That is giving it up, ladies and gentlemen. When you block a punt like that and you lay out, you can imagine what can happen if a punter can catch that just right as you're flying. Do you think the coaches aren't a little tense on both sidelines right now? Hello, ball game. In the air, and they ain't going to stop now. That's their personality, and he spots Curtis Fagan.
They don't have anything else to go to. They've got one guy that makes this offense go, and you can see the last 3 possessions what happened. And remember, the possession before that, Brett, was 3rd and 26, and they dropped off a 3-yard pass for a touchdown that should have been stopped.
Heupel back, takes a deep drop. Got his man complete out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Antoine Savage. End around. Norman out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Very close to another first down.
350, I think, to win the game. Really love the way Oklahoma is using Josh Norman. Great speed. He replaced Brandon Daniels in that offense in that slot position.
55-yard line for Stoops. Savage, the motion receiver. Here they come again. Lott couldn't get there in time, and it was Savage to the 36-yard line. If they don't get to Heupel, he will hit the receiver. And still thrown for 321 yards. Halfback option pass. Receiver was out of bounds. It's intercepted. K-State intercepts it. A gamble, and it backfires as John McGraw intercepts Ronaldo Works halfback option pass. All hands on deck as he stays on the field, and Beasley wants to set the screen in the middle. Morgan bounces and down at the 16-yard line, well short of the first down. Roy Williams makes the stop. JT from the 38 to the 46-yard line. We'll take a break. 7:37, 38-31, OU.
I'm telling you, Kansas State has not changed up their defense in about 25 plays. It's man-to-man all over the field.
Here comes the blitz. Heupel gets it off, and the bigger wide receiver able to pull it down that time. Josh Norman yanks it down because of his size. He was able to outmuscle the corner for 22 yards.
They faked the quick screen to the wide receiver. This was going outside to Norman all the way. Wide receiver to the outside. And then as he lets it go, the big receiver gets in front of the little receiver.
5 catches for 88 yards. Gotta hurry, they get it snapped. Blocked. Incomplete, second down and 10. And Pierce, a young man with a fine future here at K-State. Middle, got him wide open, is Fagan. First down, out of bounds at the 12-yard line.
He just comes out a couple steps, cuts underneath, wide open, and the ball is put perfectly. And all these Oklahoma receivers, after they catch the ball, run because they all probably came to Oklahoma as running backs.
With 5:52 left. Heupel. Norman again. And he's out at the 6-yard line. 4. They can get a first down without scoring. Latrell is right off to the side of him. Back in the shotgun. Looking to throw, fires, caught, and that should be a first down. That should be first and goal.
That's better than a touchdown right there.
On the 1-yard line.
If you're Kansas State, you might want to think you're just letting them score. The only chance to win the game is to get the ball back.
I kind of like that defense myself.
Well, they're going to bleed this clock out.
It's off under center with a split back look. That's Griffin, 22 to his left. Here he comes, and he's not going to get there. He didn't get there from a split back look, and now 3rd down. 3rd down. There's the option look. Here's Griffin, and it was beautifully defended. It's a field goal situation as John McGraw eats up the running back. And in the process, OU brings the clock down to 3:30, and Tim Duncan trots on the field to attempt to make it a 10. 24-yard field goal attempt from the left hash. Good. There's the 10-point lead on the 24-yard field goal at 3:27.
Right now, if you're Oklahoma, you have to decide that Kansas State will be throwing the ball on every down.
Well, one thing about this week, unlike last week, Stoops, and that's Mike, the defensive coordinator. Coach Stoops, Bob, is going to get credit for this one. Last week he said, hey, everybody blame Texas. Come on, we showed up and played. We need some credit. We got 63. He comes up here and puts 41. And he's about to snap the 2nd longest home winning streak in the country. They'd won 25 in a row here in Manhattan. There's a fake, and Beasley draws time, goes deep. Morgan, some bumping incidental, and the ball was out in front of him.
Kansas State and one of them again.
So Scobie, and short of the first down, Snyder was trying to stop the clock with the first goal after a 13-yard gain.
Prevent defense by Oklahoma. They've got Jones coming out and playing a little bit of center field.
Morgan drops another pass.
Story of the game right there.
Exactly. Quarterback draw trying to get the first down, and he didn't get it on fourth down. It's Oklahoma football. 2:46 left, up by 10. And the Sooner Nation can start ordering up a frosty mug. They're about to put this one in the W column, celebrating over there on the sidelines. Nobody happier than Mike Stoops, an emotional coach.
And you talked about that schedule, Brent. They've got a great opportunity. Oklahoma next week. Idle, and then after a tough, easy Idle team, they got a little tougher team.
Yeah. Well, the Cornhuskers roll in on the 28th, and there now is the fabulous 5.
Right.
We lose to Ohio State and Kansas State.
And only one of those Fab 5 have played yet. That's Oklahoma. The rest of the team, TCU obviously isn't going to lose.
Virginia Tech played Thursday, guys.
Oh, yeah,
they're
they won
already in the win column.
Yep. They wanted to win it so bad, the Oklahoma coaches left Kansas State's program to go to that guy's place right there.
Can you hang it in? 157 and not leaving early. There's a guy who likes his football. Nice man. I got to tell you, all the trips that I ever made down there at Norman, saw some dandy games down there. I always enjoyed dropping by and talking to Switzer.
Throughout the whole game.
Third down, and of course the first BCS ratings will come out on Monday. Ben Lieber in on Quentin Griffin that time, and there's the fake. Patrick Fletcher, and
boy, that's a very surprising play.
you know, Gary, I got to tell you something. I really think Stoops did not want any more points on the board. I honestly believe
I don't think he wanted to get a field goal blocked, Brent. I don't think this was a call all the way. He didn't want to get it blocked, and I just think what's wrong with he got a punt blocked already, but it's still a 10-point game. Hopefully.
There's Beasley sprinting, and he has it complete inside the 40-yard line. Wesley. 3 wide receivers off to Beasley's left. And he throws back to the tight end and going nowhere because number 2, who has played some football game today, the corner Derek Strait. And Stoops moving on back here with the final seconds ticking away, and Oklahoma to stay unbeaten. They come into Kansas State. And on the final play, they intercept it. Ball game is over. And Bob Stoops quickly across the field to see Coach Bill Snyder. And brother Mike coming across, shaking hands with some of the players. These fellas know each other real well. Josh Heupel, player of the game in anybody's book, 29 of 37 for 374, 2 touchdowns, and no interception. Down we go to Leslie Goodell.
Did you ever think you'd score 41 points against this Kansas State team today, Coach?
Well, we've scored a lot of points in a lot of games, so I never go in thinking we can't. They're a good team, great defense and offense, so it's a good, solid game.
You talked about it yesterday with us that you maybe didn't get the credit you felt you deserved after last week's big win over Texas. You think you opened some eyes today?
Well, hopefully. You know, we played pretty decent, and I'm proud of my players. The kids are outstanding. Assistant coaches are outstanding, and they deserve a little credit.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Congratulations.
All right, Leslie, nice job. 104 points in 2 weeks, I'd say. Josh Heupel now has thrown 118 passes without an interception. All right,